Hi folks, I have a little theory that I want to run by you. I go back and forth with it. I'm not mad keen on it because there's a part of this that makes me feel like I'm stepping a little toe in the wilder side of the Delphi case. But I'm not pulling it from my arse either. It's based off some of the few facts that we have. Just trying to put some pieces together, and we have very little info in this case. I'm hoping you can help me out with things that can validate this theory and also things that can tear it down, tear it apart, so that I can stop thinking about it and move on. The assumptions I'm going to make here are Richard Allen is Bridge Guy and the bullet came from his gun that was found near the girls at the crime scene. I'm not going to get into the science of the bullet matching back to the gun. I'm really looking forward to that, to both arguments of that side at a trial. I'm just going to assume, for the sake of this, that it's true, that the bullet came from Richard's gun, it was matched back. And I want to talk about why this would happen, why a bullet would be cycled through the gun. Bridge Guy, or Richard Allen in this case, used the gun to control the girls, pointed a gun at them and told them, get down the hill. There was rumours of a gun for years. It's part of the unreleased audio from the Snapchat video. One of the girls makes reference to Bridge Guy having a gun. But they were not killed by a gunshot, so why was a bullet found? It was not a fired bullet, it was a bullet that was cycled through the gun. So it went into the gun and it came back out of the gun without being fired. I think it's basically, it was in the chamber, ready to be fired, was ejected out, and that action will automatically load another round in. When the bullet is ejected out, that will leave a mark on the bullet, not the same as a fired bullet, and that was traceable back to Richard Allen's gun. But why would somebody do this? Is it to scare the person that they're pointing the gun at? Is it to up the ante, up the level another bit? If you're losing control, just remind them that, hey, there's a bullet ready to go here. Did it happen by accident? Which, that seems very unlikely. If you're not looking at a person who's pointing a gun at you, this noise will suddenly grab your attention. It's basically to entice fear by the action or sound of it to the person that you're trying to control or threatening. I believe that's the general consensus around why a cycle bullet was found at the crime scene. If there's another one, please let me know. So the gun was used to control the girls. It was used to kidnap them off the bridge, to terrify them. And obviously they were like, we got to do what this guy says, otherwise he's going to shoot us. However, a few questions around that. This is teenage girls. I know they're going to be familiar with the sound of a gun loading and stuff like that, but is it necessary to control them? Is it necessary that, oh, they're not scared enough, I need to up the ante here, I need to up the level and cycle a bullet through the gun? Are they not already terrified out of their skin? And if the bullet is found near the girls, near the crime scene, that says to me that it's found on the other side of the creek. So why did this happen then when the girls were already in the place where you wanted them to go? Like, the hard part is over. You're after kidnapping them off the bridge. You're after marching them down and across a creek. So why there? Why in that location? Is this action of cycling a bullet through the gun going to have a bigger impact on the girls? Or is it going to have a bigger impact on a grown-ass man who knows how guns work? What if this action with the gun was not an attempt to control the girls, but rather an attempt to control the other person who was there? They said that they believe there are other people involved in this. And maybe this other person was not going in a direction that Richard Allen knew about. So here's this scenario. Richard Allen is involved, and at least one other person, like they keep telling us. There's a social media connection. That's how they met, like they told us. That's how this was set up. Richard's job was to kidnap the girls and take them off the bridge. Take them to a location where they were going to be, I don't know, transported, something, anything other than what happened, which obviously isn't a good situation either. One of the other person or persons there gets excited gets other ideas. Richard freaks out a little. This isn't what he signed up for. Threatens him with a gun, maybe even when the other person's back is turned to him. The other guy calls his bluff and Richard legs it out of there, never contacts him again. That's why he still has the jacket. That's why his wife said he kept it, because there was never any blood in it. He was gone before things massively escalated. Could that be an explanation for why the bullet was there? Is in that location? Is that logical? It covers the assumption I made at the start. It covers why the cycle bullet was found at the crime scene and not on the way to the crime scene. Does it cover Richard's demeanour the next day? Because it bothers me a bit that Richard gave a statement the next day and then went to the pub for a game of pool with his friends and acted as cool as a breeze. Like, when you look at his behaviour the 2 days following this crime and compare it to the crime scene and how the girls were left, it just feels a bit off to me. But maybe he doesn't know exactly what the crime scene ended up looking like. Maybe he left early on before that. And there seems to be such a savagery here with the girls. It's extraordinary that Richard could have done this out of nowhere on his own and acted like nothing happened. I wouldn't be shocked if it turns out to be the case, but if that is the case, there must be something missing in Richard's background that we don't know about now to show that this is the type of person that he is. And I'm not in any way at all trying to make any excuse for Richard here. Going off his words, he is BG, and that act of kidnapping the girls off the bridge covers his charges, and he deserves the death penalty for it. A few things that go against this theory for me are why Rick Allen would keep the gun after all these years if he knew there was a bullet left at the crime scene that can be matched back to his gun. But that question is kind of there anyway, really. If there's more than one person involved and Richard is making statements, then why hasn't he said who the other person is, or persons? Or has he? Maybe he did. It just feels a bit complicated also, because if this was true, then that would mean that there's at least 2, if not 3 people involved. There was other plans for the girls that day. What were those plans? I don't know. It's kind of scary to think about. I've seen nothing so far to suggest that there's any trafficking angle to this. So yeah, I'm not mad about it, but I also have a little problem with people saying that if he's BG, then he's automatically the killer and he carried out the act. I don't think that we can say that for certain yet. And that's what they're telling us. That's what the updates they're giving us. The charges that he has. They said that there's other people involved, unless they walk the social media connection back. And they're going to have to address a lot of this at trial, if not before it. But that's going to be tough. There's going to be a few tough things to walk back if that's what they have to do. And in this scenario, they don't have to walk anything back. They just need to find the other people involved. Doug Carter did say years ago that they believe BG is the killer, but I'm not sure what he was going off at the time. Lots of things have changed since. Fingers crossed everything will be explained soon. Let me know what you think. Good luck. God bless. I hope everyone has a nice day.